Topic: Borrowing and lending. How do you feel when people don't return things they borrowed from you? It's definitely frustrating, to be honest. It's not necessarily about the monetary value of the item, but more about the principle and respect. I remember lending a really nice camping tent to a friend a couple of years ago. They went on a trip, which was fine, but then weeks turned into months, and I had to awkwardly ask for it back multiple times. By the time I finally got it, it was a bit dirty and a pole was slightly bent. That experience made me a bit more cautious about lending out my belongings. It's more about the feeling that they didn't value my property or our agreement. Do you like to lend things to others? I'm usually happy to lend things, especially if it can really help someone out. For instance, if a neighbor needs a ladder for a quick fix on their house, I'm all for lending mine. I feel good being able to help. However, I'm more selective about lending certain items, like my camera equipment. That stuff is expensive and delicate, so I'd only lend it to someone I trust implicitly to handle it with care and return it in a timely manner. Good communication is key. If someone tells me up front when they plan to return something, I feel much more at ease. It shows they respect my property and are responsible. It's different than when someone borrows something and you have to chase them down for it. Have you ever borrowed money from others? Yes, I have, although I try to avoid it if possible. I remember when I was in college, my laptop broke right before finals. It was a crucial time, and I needed a working computer urgently. I didn't have the funds to buy a new one immediately, so I had to borrow money from my older brother. I felt a bit embarrassed asking, but he was incredibly understanding and lent me the money without hesitation. I made sure to pay him back as soon as I got my next paycheck. It taught me the importance of having a financial safety net and being responsible with money so I wouldn't have to rely on borrowing in the future. I definitely prefer saving up for things rather than owing money to someone. Have you borrowed books from others? Oh, absolutely. Borrowing books is one of my favorite things to do. It's like a mini adventure every time. I've discovered some of my favorite authors through recommendations and borrowing from friends. For example, a friend lent me The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune last year, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I never would have picked it up otherwise. Plus, it sparks great conversations. After reading a borrowed book, I always enjoy discussing it with the person who lent it to me. It adds another layer to the reading experience, comparing notes and sharing our perspectives. It's so much better than just reading something in isolation. Though I always make sure to keep their books in pristine condition and return them quickly, I know how much I value my own books.